Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone, wherever you are. How are you? So, I will try to not get a slip and to so today is the day of the Knees in the emotional week of Aquarius, and the topic for today is Capricorn constellation. For sure, Capricorn is one of the most difficult zodiac signs for everyone, even for themselves, because Capricorn is the one that represents the hard work, the willing to accomplish, the never is enough. Let's say that in this way, it's never enough for the Capricorn. So difficult to handle the loneliness, because the Capricorn thinks that the only way to accomplish things is if they do it by themselves. I'd like to begin by reminding you that I'm not speaking about the people that is Capricorn. I'm talking about the archetype of Capricorn. So again, to remind you, I'm not speaking about the people that is Capricorn, because, for example, someone can say, no, but I'm Capricorn and I'm Capricorn and I'm not like this, like you are saying, I'm totally different. Yes, of course, because everyone is different, and in the astrological chart, maybe you have the sun in Capricorn, but then you have, I don't know, Mercury in Cancer, or in Venus, Venus in Cancer, or the rising sun in Aquarius and the moon in Pisces. So basically, with that, you are not Capricorn at all. You have nothing of Capricorn. Okay, so I am not speaking about the sun sign of a person. I am speaking about the archetype by itself alone. So of course that Capricorn, the key of Capricorn is the work, and we can tell that while the other signs are doing different things, for sure Capricorn is working bit by bit, trying to accomplish its goal. And the key, the main essence of Capricorn in a positive way is constancy. Constancy is the most important thing to remember about this zodiac sign. So let's go to, So the thing is to understand from where Capricorn is coming from. So first of all, Capricorn, the word Capricorn means, Capri means the masculine of the goat, which is a ram, something like that. Imagine, kind of like a ram. Okay, so so this is the ram, and corneo means horn. Okay, so basically the name of Capricorn means the horny ram, basically. So and the reason why is the horny ram is because it's the male that breeds. Yes, I'm saying it right. Is the male that breeds the goats. Well, kind of like that. So so everyone can say Aries is the ram. Yes, Aries is the ram, complete ram. But Capricorn has something different. It's not only a ram, it's a ram that is half fish. Is something different. Even if Capricorn is describing a ram that has horns, okay, so it's the horny ram. It's not describing its main characteristic, which is half fish. And now we are going to go into the history of why this being is so weird and why we took it why we took it as one constellation. So first of all, let's try to understand why the lamb are so, where this animal so important for humanity. And this is basically because in the Middle East, in Africa, the goats, the rams, were very important for everything that they gave to humanity. They gave flesh, meat, fine. So the wool, the bones, the everything was used by the humans. So basically, the people in that time, they used to think that the ram was kind of the sacred animal that the gods have given to us, so we can do everything, we can survive. So they were the lambs of God that were given to the humans to survive in the desert, to survive in the dry regions, okay, because they did everything. They ate the garbage, they gave milk, everything, okay. So that's why they related this animal with the sun. Like, this is the symbol of the sun. So Ra, the god of the sun in Egypt, has the face of a ram, okay, because it's that symbolism. So this is the concept of the Middle East. So this is the symbolism of the Middle East. So all the regions, all the people from that region were using the rams, the lambs, the goats for the sacrifices. Okay, remember the word that we say, tragedy. Tragedy means the ceremony to kill the ram, when the ram gives the blood for the ceremony of the sowing to start a new cycle. So of course that for us today would be very, very weird to think this, but in the first times of humanity, we actually thought that the way to communicate with God was through blood, because we had the divinity inside, we have the divine within. So the blood was running and giving us life. So we thought that the divinity was in our blood. So by sacrifices, which means sacrum, office. Sacrifice means the office, the work of the sacred things. That's the meaning of sacrifice. Is when you do something, a job, a work that is sacred. Okay, so they kill a goat, they drink the blood, they kill someone, they drink the blood in order to communicate with the gods, with the divine. So we cannot judge that today, because that's how it began before. For us today, it's horrible, but for that time was the way in which they connected with the divine. So the same way that we use the rams, the lambs, to give the blood as a sacrifice for the gods, the different religions started to think that we also were rams and lambs for God. So we are the lambs of God, for example. Some religions started to say. So this means that not only these animals had to make the sacrifices, but also humans needed to make the sacrifices with blood for the hard work, so the God would be happy. So important to know that in the Middle East, all the Semitic traditions, like the Jewish, like the Muslims, all this kind of people in the Middle Ages, they used the ram to make these sacrifices until Jesus Christ comes and says, we don't need animals to make the sacrifice because we are the lambs of God. We have to make the sacrifice by ourselves. We don't need to use animals to make the sacrifices. So what they started to do was to leave behind all these traditions that they were using too, the Christians in the first times, because they were Jewish too. They left all these traditions and they started to say, we are the lambs of God. We have to sacrifice ourselves, not these animals. Okay? So after Christ dies, the other Christians that went to Europe and so on started to spread this idea that everyone who believed in the ram was the devil. It was something against Christ because it's something from the old times. So we need to get rid of it. So the way in which they help people to understand that God is within and not honoring these animals was by creating the image of the devil. And how they created the idea of the devil? By the ram. So they took the images of the ram, they took the images of the sheep and all these animals, and they put them together. So they created an idea of the devil so they could know what is wrong. This sacrifice is for the devil. If you see horns, if you see the sheep face, the goat face, so don't get close to it, is the devil. Okay, so that's how the Christians started to create the image of the devil from the ram. This is why the Capricorn shape was called in the Middle East like Baphomet. Baphomet is this god that represented the hard work of the fields, and it was the one giving the strength for the good sowing, the good harvest, for the good babies, so the women could get pregnant. This is the image of that god, of Baphomet. Okay, so they use that image of Baphomet to create the devil. So that's why today we have the image like if Baphomet is the devil itself, but it's not. It's Capricorn, is the one that represented the fertility, is the god of fertility. Okay, helping the women, helping the fields, the farmers, and so on. Because it was the goat, and the goat had all the tools we needed to survive. Okay, so that was the symbolism. So Baphomet is not the devil. The devil was created from the Capricorn image of Baphomet, so the Christian people would go away from the old traditions. Okay, so now speaking about the mythology, let's go to Greece. This Baphomet for Greece was the Phono. The Phono is this one that we all call and we know as Pan. Okay, so Peter Pan. Pan is the Phono that used to represent the fertility and the happiness of the earth, but he always wanted to be alone. No bothering, no one bothering him. So he lived in the mountains by himself, but he was someone that helped the gods all the time. So in the Titanomachia, which is the stories of the gods and the titans fighting the monsters and so on, of the stories of monsters and so on, there was the biggest monster of all that was called Typhon. Okay, Typhon was this huge son of Gaia, the earth, that was so huge, so big that he could take all the the mountains with the hands, and had snakes legs all around, and that was so big and so huge that his head touched the sky and stars. So it was so big that he destroyed everything when he was moving around. So when the gods wanted to fight this huge being, the Pan, the Fauno, used to let them know that this monster was coming by touching the horn. So making the sound, the gods would know that the monster was coming, so they would get ready for the fight. So this monster was following Pan, and he just tried to hide himself in the waters of the Nile. So he went down to the Nile, and Zeus, because Pan was helping them, he decided to make him half fish so he could survive and adapt into this new water, in this new environment, so he could adapt to something different in order to accomplish its purpose. So who is Typhon? Typhon is basically this huge monster that rises up in the sky and destroys everything, which is the hurricane, a typhoon. Okay, so this typhoon is destroying everything, so everyone was afraid of it. And this also was the name of the change of the weather. So in the Middle Ages, in the Middle East, this change of weather brought the sandstorms, brought the cold, brought the ice in the mountains. So the hands covering the mountains, and the description of this monster is describing the weather of the winter. The winter is coming. So if the winter is coming, this means that the monster will kill us. So the first one on coming from the mountains down were the goats, the shepherds. So the shepherds, the goats, the rams were coming down because of the cold weather. And they came where? To the rivers. They needed to survive during the winter close by the rivers. So it was the hottest part. So they needed to survive by the fishes. They needed to survive with the grasses around the rivers. And that's why all the herds of sheep and rams and lambs, they came to the rivers. This symbolism is the one that shows us that winter is the time of Capricorn, is the time where the rams represents the survival. We need it to survive because winter is the most tough time. So you have to work hard, you have to be very consistent if you want to survive the winter. And that's very Capricorn. So this is why Capricorn is very tough and really harsh for people, and is the one that makes us work very hard, that takes us to the limit to work as much as we can for nothing sometimes. Okay, so that's why it's kind of a hell for most of the people to do what Capricorn does, and that's why we're related with Baphomet. So first of all, remember, the devil doesn't exist by itself. The devil is an image created in the Middle Ages for the Christian people in order for them not to worship the old traditions. And also, Capricorn is the one that makes us work, is the one that tells us this is the hardest moment and you have to do this. The positive key of Capricorn is constancy. So now we are going to relate this attribute of constancy with the spiritual attribute of the earth. Remember that we have this trinity of Capricorn, sorry, this trinity of Earth, of the symbol of Earth, which is Taurus representing the body, Virgo representing the soul, and Capricorn representing the spirit. Today I wrote in the blog the question of how is possible that Capricorn is the one that represents the spirit of the earth if Capricorn is the hardest sign of all. It's like not subtle at all. It's the one that makes us the hard work, and you have to do it better and so on. So why Capricorn would be that? So the answer is really easy. The only way you can connect with the spiritual aspect of the earth is by the minerals that we call diamonds, crystals, how do you say this? Quartz. And the only way you can get those, the diamonds, is under a great pressure. As much pressure they get, the best is the crystal or the diamond. And this example of the diamond is the one that talks about all evolution. Evolution on Earth, what we exist, all the beauty things that we know today from this world comes from the pressure, the pushing of the billions of years of evolution in this earth that with patience and constancy makes us better and better, making us evolve. So when we usually speak about spirituality, we used to relate the spirits with something that is very high level, subtle, like air. But what really is the spirit is the best version of itself, is the best aspect activated of something. So for the earth, this result of biology, this result of the material physical world is the best it could create. So the spirituality of earth is not about subtle, it's about the beauty that is able to manifest through the constancy and patience of billions of years. So Capricorn is the one that says to us, we can always improve ourselves. So if we have patience, constancy, if we accept our mistakes as a way to improve, so we will get to evolve. And the key of evolution is to know that there is no a goal, that there is no ending, that you can always be better. Also, this is one of the things why Capricorn is very, very away from the religion that says you will set yourself free in the heavens. Because for Capricorn, it's like, no, we have to evolve. We have to try it again. We have to improve. So there's no heaven and beautiful things around. We need to do our job by ourselves. No savior. We have to do it by ourselves. So of course that Capricorn is also one of the negative aspects of this Capricorn is that we'll never see other option. They are so focused that they don't want to see anything else, that this is the way I'm going to do it, and I don't care what you say. I don't care if there is an easier way. This is my way, and I will do it in this way until it comes. So it's very difficult to change the mind of a Capricorn. in their beliefs, and they are trapped in this thing, this thought. Yeah. And of course, everything will be done to accomplish success. For this concept of Capricorn, everything that I have around, even people, are things that I can use, are tools to make me get to my goal. And of course, that in the opposite side of Capricorn will be Cancer. And Cancer will be the one saying, we don't have to work much. We can be all together, sharing this love that we all feel, and so on. So, of course, it's exactly the opposite and complementary for it. So now it's important to know what this energy of Capricorn gives us for this new age of Aquarius. We are in the month of Aquarius. The thing that this archetype is given to us is basically patience. Patience and much more patience. We need to go step by step. If we are creating this new humanity for Aquarius, we should not expect that this will happen tomorrow, that this will happen right now. We need to just weave each node one by one inside of us, then to weave the other nodes outside, step by step. Patience. This is not going to happen right now. It will take a long time. And if we made a mistake, don't worry, we start again. The vibration for today is Bu. The statement for today is, I am nourishment that launches, that impulses. The code for today is left. Place the right at the east while I am looking north. The left side of my body will be placed west. Here is where the sun sets, where all things are released and only the essential remain. The experience, what was assimilated, for its closeness to the heart in our human organism, we consider it the hand of emotions, circulation of the giving process. So let's begin with the alignment. Just to summarize this, that I see sometimes that if I am using your energy or whatever, I'm not using your energy. I don't care about your energy, really. I have too much to do with mine. And if you feel that I'm using your energy, it's very easy. You just have to. Capricornio. Take a deep breath, close your eyes, sit comfortable. I become aware as I breathe of all the environment that surrounds me. And with my imagination, I designed this space as a deep, dark space, full with stars. I become aware now about my body, and I use my imagination to design my body as if it is the planet Earth, floating in the space, surrounded by the stars. Take a deep breath. I can feel the pressure of my body, pressing the core of it, my heart. I can feel the pressure of my organs and muscles, bones, and blood, as I can feel too the tectonic plates, the magma, the crust, all pushing to the center. Take a deep breath. I remember the first cell, the origin of who I am, this mother cell that starts to divide from unicellular beings to multicellular beings, from fungus, bacteria, algae, towards the animal kingdom, throughout all the history, billions of years of evolution, until reach humans, and from humans, my family, and from my family, me. I recognize that all these billions of years of evolution, all this history, lived as a summary within me in the perfection of who I am now. Take a deep breath, recognizing all the effort of this earth to make me what I am. And now, take a moment to think about all those things that you still need to evolve, to change. All the defects of yourself. Recognize your physical defaults, your emotional defaults, and your mental defaults. Recognize all those things that you still need to work with for your own evolution, which is the seed for the future. I am the nourishment that impulse. I am the nourishment that impulse. I am the nourishment that impulse. I see in front of me the constellation of Capricorn. I see its stars, and with my hands I take its energy to nourish myself with all these tools that Capricorn can give me to accomplish my goals. In this way, I recognize that all my demons are the nourishment for my fertility. I know. Take a deep breath, and each one at its own time, come back here and now. Thank you, everybody, for being here as always. And see you tomorrow at the same time.